everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Belinda. Beauties, today I'm going to be creating this shutter flower pot holder. So if you want to see how I put this together, then please keep watching. But before that we get started, I'm just going to ask if you can please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also if you'll click that bell icon, right there in the corner, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. I'll be using these two wall decor that I purchased at Dollar Tree, some giant craft sticks from Walmart, and some moss, and 2 packs of these white little pails that I purchased at Dollar Tree. You can find these where they have all the wedding accessories. Some floral foam, some acrylic paint in the color pewter gray and white, and some floral from Dollar Tree. I'll be using some lavender, some Easter picks, and some lilacs. Okay, so I'm going to start by removing this plastic picture that they came with. They're very flimsy and it just came right off, so I didn't even have to tug at it. I barely just lifted it up and everything just came right off. I'm not sure if your Dollar Tree carried these, but I purchased these a while back. I'm using these because I really like the thickness of the frame, but you can use any other frame if you decide to do this project. Next, I'm going to remove the hardware. Okay, so I've turned my picture frame over, and what I'm going to do here is just try to figure out how many popsicle sticks I'm going to need to form the slates for the shutter. So I ended up figuring that I would use about 10 of those popsicle sticks. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is cut the popsicle stick to fit inside the frame. And so here I'm just showing you where I'm gonna end up marking it off and then cutting it. I'll be using my ruler to get a straight line. I'm gonna be using 10 popsicle sticks per frame, so I'll be cutting 20 of these popsicle sticks. Okay, so here are my 10 cut popsicle sticks, and now I'm ready to start placing them inside the frame. And I'll be working on the back side of the frame. I do have to tell you that this was a little bit hard in the beginning, but then it got easier. Once I placed the popsicle stick, I added some hot glue to each end. And I placed the slate facing down as if it were a real shutter. Now I have to admit it was a little hard when I first started, but then I got the hang of it. Now one thing I did learn is that I needed to put a lot of hot glue on each end to make sure that the slate would stay firmly adhered to the frame. Now this is how it looks with the first slate on. Okay, so now I'm going to put the second one, and I just want to show you here that the popsicle stick is nice and snug inside the frame, which helped before I started to hot glue it. And here I just want to show you how I keep the frame sideways, and then I add the hot glue and I hold it like that for a bit until the hot glue sets in, because for some reason it kept running and not setting quickly enough. I continued to follow the same steps until I was done. Okay, so this is how the first shutter looks, and then let me show you the back. I want to show you that I put a lot of hot glue. I wanted to make sure that the slates would be firmly adhered to the frame. And they are nice and sturdy. However, I wouldn't hang a heavy pot. This is only going to be for those small flower pots. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the other frame. Okay, so now I'm going to start painting, and I'm going to be using the pewter gray. Okay, so I'm done painting it and I'm only going to give it one coat and I'm going to set it aside and work on the other one. Okay, so the paint is now dry, but I do want to show you on the back side. I added some popsicle sticks on the corners just to reinforce the frame. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding the white paint and I'm going to be doing the dry brush technique. So I'm going to be lightly brushing on the white paint. I want to give the shutter a weathered look, so I'm going to be using this technique. I've done this with other projects and I really like how it turns out. And this is how it turned out. Okay, so now it's time to join both of my shutters together and I'm going to be using some E6000 and also some hot glue. And then I'm just going to join them together and hold them still until the hot glue adheres. Even though the frames are not heavy, I did want to have a permanent hold on them, so that's why I put E6000. And for added security, I'm going to hot glue a piece of popsicle stick where both frames meet. Okay, next I'm going to be working on the little pails and I'm going to be writing Spring, Grow, Garden, and Bloom on them. And I'm going to be using a black Sharpie for that. The pails also come with these little white ribbons and I'm going to be keeping them because I will be using them. Okay, so before that I start writing on my pails, I am going to put some painter's tape on each side of the pail. Now I just want to make sure that whenever I write down my word that it will show up in the front and not be too much on one side or the other. So that's why I'm going to use this tape as a guide. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to be starting with the first word and I'm going to spell out bloom. And I am nervous because I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, so this is how the first one turned out. And here are the rest. Okay, so I've already added the foam to the pails, and what I'm going to do first is add some moss on top of the foam, and then I'm going to start adding the floral. And this is how my first pail came out with the flowers, and now I'm going to start working on the other three. Next, I'm going to tie the ribbon on the handle of the pail, and I'll be doing that to all of them. Okay, so I thought that I had recorded me tying the top two pails, but obviously I didn't. So let me show you what I did with this third one. Now I used the ribbon to pass it through the back side of one of the slates. And then I just tied a knot on the back and then I hot glued it just to secure it. And then I cut off the excess ribbon. And this is how it looks. Now I'll be adding the last pail and then I'll be done with it. Well, beauties, here is my shutter flower pot holder. I do have to tell you that this was a little bit more work than what I expected, but it was fun and this is what I love doing. I love crafting, even if it does take more work than what I anticipate. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and also share. I'd really appreciate it. You have yourself a blessed day, and remember, love, laugh, and create. Until my next video, bye-bye, and God bless.